normies! It's your favorite monster, AneliMonsteR here, and I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. Today's video is based primarily on the character Jinafire from Monster High and will give you an insight into her characteristic traits, doll design and cultural background. So you could basically say that after this video you know everything about your favorite dragon creature from Monster High, Jinafire Long. And while I'm giving you the information on her, I'll also be going through all of her dolls that have been released over the years. Sounds like a very interesting video, doesn't it? So without further ado, let's get into it. So now let's start with cultural information so you can develop a better understanding of the character Jinafire. Jinafire is the daughter of the Chinese dragon. Dragons are called Long in Chinese, so giving her the last name Long was a clever decision of the Monster High team. In China, dragons are the symbol of strength and power, but also of happiness and satisfaction. Chinese dragons are hybrids of 9 animals, including the antlers of a deer, head of a camel, eyes of a demon, the belly of a shell, the scales of a koi, the claws of an eagle, and the soles of a lion or tiger. It's also important to mention that the characteristics of the 9 animals can be found in the dragon's behavior. But in Chinese mythology, dragons are also shapeshifters and can also walk on Earth as humans. In China, people believe that dragons are responsible for the weather and therefore also for the seasons of the year, meaning they have control over elements. Dragons of the East live in water and of course also lay eggs. And it's also said that a dragon egg is not much different from a river pebble, only a bit bigger. In general, dragons in China are associated with divine attributes and people treat dragons with respect and reverence. And all this information is fundamental to understand our beloved character Jinafire and her doll design a bit better. Jinafire was born and raised in Shanghai, China with her 7 older brothers, and she chose to make it about on her own for a change. She's a strong-willed, fiery, brave and fashion-forward ghoul. Because she comes from a household where competition is usual, even if friendly, Jinafire takes each and every challenge very seriously and is focused on results. She's generally a very competitive spirit because of her childhood spent competing with 7 brothers to get everything. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to do her best, getting frustrated when her work isn't perfect or the way she wants. I definitely have something in common with her in that regard. Jinafire can breathe fire from her mouth, unlike the typical Chinese dragon, and will do so when either threatened or mad. She's a talented fashion designer while her techniques include meditation as an inspiration, and she won't start a design until her entire design is set perfectly in her head. Her nickname is Jin and she shares a dorm room at Monster High with one of her besties, Skelita Calaveras. Another fun fact is that Jinafire is based on the travels through Asia of Rebecca Shipman, the designer. Now let's take a closer look at each Jinafire doll design. I would like to start with the very first doll of her, which was her Scaris City of Rites doll. The doll comes with a stand, a rolling suitcase and a diary. The suitcase has an elaborate dragon design on the front of it and some gold-painted fire details at the top, while the bag has a swirly pattern on it and folding fans in every corner. Now, this is her diary. As you can see, it's in an orangey red color and it has Jin's pet Quillin on it. A Quillin is a Chinese hoofed chimerical creature that appears in Chinese mythology and is said to appear with the imminent arrival or passing of a sage or illustrious ruler. And inside her journal there are some watercolor paintings and some diary entries. Now onto the doll. All I can say about this doll is that she has been thought through. Jinafire's face is magical because, in my opinion, from that alone we can tell what type of monster she is. The eyebrows have the typical shape that is often found on Chinese dragons. Her eyes are snake-like, almost demonic, which is also said about Chinese dragons. She has also very detailed pointed dragon ears with long dangling earrings. And the earrings look like a Chinese New Year's charm, which is a symbol of good luck. Jinafire's dress has a very characteristic Chinese look to it and elemental patterns on it, which I believe is a symbolism of the dragon's ability to control the weather. Her shoes are also very cool. They have a New Year's knot charm on them, extremely high heels, and a pearl as a sole resting on a clawed pedestal. It's also important to say that the number of claws on a dragon is very important. Most often they're depicted with 4 to 5 claws, whereas dragons with 5 claws were reserved for the imperial family. Which now makes me wonder if she's part of an imperial family, since she has 5 claws. Pearls are also often found in depictions of Chinese dragons. The pearl is often referred to as dragon pearl, which is a symbol of heaven and immortality. Next up is new Scaremaster, and on this stall we again have traditional Asian clothing silhouettes and motifs. She wears orangey red Chinese lanterns as earrings, which represent wealth and prosperity. On her top we can see a golden skeleton of a dragon that wraps around her torso. Her purse is a red folding fan with a gold handle, which played a significant aspect in Chinese culture and Chinese life regarding social identities and ranks in the past, but nowadays it's mainly used as a cooling tool. Her shoes are the most fascinating though, because they can be associated with great meaning. The heels of her shoes are traditional Chinese architectural ornaments called the Chinese Guardian Lions or Imperial Guardian Lions. These are often positioned in front of buildings, one being a male with a ball which represents the material elements, and one female with a cup which represents the element of spirit. In Chinese mythology, it's said that the lions were taught to protect buildings from harmful spiritual influences and harmful people that might be a threat. And that's how it can also be with our Jinafire. Maybe these shoes of hers should take her to places where there are only kind and loving monsters and protect her from meeting harmful ones. For the next stalls, there were still some nice Chinese fashions and patterns, but there weren't any striking motifs that I felt like explaining. Though one thing worth mentioning is that the Gloom and Bloom doll included floral patterns, which obviously also have a respective meaning in China. I believe the flower used in Jin's Gloom and Bloom design is a peony. In Chinese it's called Mudanhua. The Chinese peony is one of the most common favorite flowers of Chinese people, and they have several meanings in modern times, like wealth and prosperity, but also represent feminine beauty and pride. And now let's talk about the Fang Vote Jinafire doll that will be released February 9th. This doll is and will be simply breathtaking, and to me she seems to be a real passion project for the designer AneliMonsteR. We don't know what the doll will look like as of right now, but we were already able to choose between 2 concepts for hair, makeup and nails, and these were incredible. I think everyone has seen them by now, but did you also understand them? Well, Annelies shared her ideas about Jin's design with us, and I just wanted to mention that again. Annelies shared her design vision, which was to combine 3 components, and these were ethereal sea drama energy for that soft fantastical feeling, historical regal attire for that grandeur, sharpness and edge, and classical G1 camp with a modern twist to it. She then further on shared Instagram stories in which she explained the looks, shared historical Easter eggs, and informed us about every little detail going into each choice. I would definitely check out the highlight titled Fang Vote Dragon emoji to get yourself informed about it. I ultimately decided on the Muse hairstyle, the face-up called Amber Empress, and the second accessory set, so the green nails. What did you vote for? Please let me know in the comments. That's it with the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to not miss out on future content I'll create. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye! And in Chinese it would be 再见!